Today we're making chicken, sausage, and shrimp gumbo. Don't be scared. The pan's on. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and put the chicken to get the broth in the chicken out of it. We're putting that on the stove right now, and we're going to go ahead and season it with some salt, some onion, and we're going to let it just simmer and boil and tickle on the stove for a couple hours. You don't want to go too short. You want the full flavor, and you don't want to go too long because you want to have the consistency of the chicken, the integrity of the chicken in the soup or the stew. But we're making gumbo. You can see a little garlic's been put in there. The garlic will keep the flavor going. So let's just go ahead and top this and get this going. You're not going to see me when I take it off. But we got that going. And so we're going to go ahead and start with the roux. A lot of people start with the roux first. But I feel like, I don't want to go get a rotisserie chicken or just get a chicken that's already cooked. I want to do everything from scratch here. This is a simple recipe, but it's not easy. So the roux, let's get to that. You want to put like about 1 cup of oil to 1 cup of flour. For me, I use about 3/4 cups of oil and about 1 cup of flour to get the consistency that I like. You can play around with it. I've got a Dutch oven pot here that I'm using to create this roux, because the roux is developing the base of your gumbo. So what you're going to want to do is make sure this roux is done the right way. You kind of preheat the Dutch oven before you put the oil in, and you get that going for a while. You put your oil in, and then you add the flour. Using a wooden spoon, continue to stir and stir and stir. And as you watch this, usually, I wouldn't let you see all this because it takes so long. So we've kind of collapsed the time frames so you can see the change in the colors of the roux. For a gumbo, you want it to be as dark as you can get it, so without burning it, because you can easily burn this. And if you do burn it, you have to start over. So now we're getting to the color that we like. We want this chocolate, almost cinnamon color. And you can see that the consistency is about right as well. We continue stirring. Never get tired of stirring. You got to keep stirring to do this. There's some folks that would probably put it in the oven and let the flour bake off. But that's not what we did. You can see here now we've got the Trinity. A lot of people call it the Holy Trinity. I'm not going to do that. But we've got the green pepper, the celery, and the onion. And we're going ahead and put it into the roux. The roux is extremely hot right now. So we don't want to overdo it again. We just want the translucent look of the onions. And once you get that, you can start adding in the broth that you yielded from the chicken. We yielded probably around, 5-6 cups of broth. And we're going to use every drop of it. We're not going to really add any water. We're going to use our own broth that we used. And you can see here, there it is. The chicken's been picked off the bone, and we using the broth, and we're just getting going. Again, this is very interesting. You can see here that we're adding the garlic, because the garlic, you didn't want to fry that off to burn that either. So we just added that in at the end, and we're going to start adding our seasonings. It's very important that you just start developing the flavor. We've got all the ingredients in the description box below, but I can just tell you we added some gumbo filet, some Creole seasoning, a lot of black pepper. You can see that there's a ton of black pepper. We've got some cayenne pepper. We've got about 4 bay leaves going on here. And we're going to add some thyme for sure in this. But again, everything's going to be there in the description box, including that garlic that we just put in there. And then we're just going ahead and add everything in and start stirring up again and letting that come to And you can see there's salt there too. I like to use the coarse sea salt, and then some cayenne pepper at the end as well. And again, the description will have all the ingredients in there. We add some scallions here as well, green onions, and we're stirring this up. It's starting to look good. This right here is what you want to see, is the dried shrimp. I go to the Oriental or the Asian store. Got these from a Korean store, and just added it in there for the flavor for the gumbo. Right now we're gonna saute off these sausages. You can use any type of sausage you like. I like kind of a maybe not an andouille sausage, but it is kind of got a spice to it that I like. And so we're going to just use a nice pork sausage here. Brown those off. And there's the chicken that we picked off the bone from the very beginning. We didn't break it up in too small pieces, and you can see I'm seasoning throughout. So the flavor will continue to permeate through the whole recipe. So from the soup to the stew or whatever you want to call the gumbo, we keep seasoning. Again, a lot of people don't like okra, but you got to have okra in this. And so the sliminess won't be there. A lot of people don't like the sliminess of okra. We go ahead and fry it off. And once we fry it off, we add it in there. And right here is the money shot. If you enjoy this video, make sure that you stop right now and subscribe. Please subscribe. Please hit the notification button. We want to continue giving you this type of quality, and we're going to ask that you share the video as well. So we want to thank you. You can see here that everything's melting together, and as long as everything is in there, it's going to come together. You're going to want to let it sit and kind of stew for a while, probably, I don't know, for a couple hours, and just let it come together. We're adding the shrimp in last because they're pretty much already cooked. I just sprinkled some Old Bay seasoning on the shrimp, cleaned them very good. By the way, everything here is clean, and you can see here the product at the end. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you, and enjoy this and share this with your friends. Thank you.